In the vast expanse of the universe, a mighty force had grown over thousands of years. The Galactic Empire, as it was known, spread across countless star systems. Its power was unmatched, its reach seemingly endless. From the core worlds to the outer rim, the Empire's influence touched every corner of known space. At the heart of this grand empire sat the Emperor, a being of immense power and wisdom. His rule was absolute, his word law. The Emperor's gaze swept across the galaxy, always searching for new worlds to add to his ever-growing domain. Under his leadership, the Empire had flourished, becoming a beacon of advanced technology and unparalleled might. The Empire's capital world, Zenithar, was a marvel of engineering and architecture. Towering spires of gleaming metal reached towards the stars, while massive ships constantly came and went from its orbital stations. It was here that the fate of entire civilizations was decided, where the next target for expansion was chosen. In the grand halls of the Imperial Palace, the Emperor called a meeting of his most trusted advisors. The air was thick with tension as they gathered around a holographic display of the galaxy. The Emperor's voice, deep and commanding, echoed through the chamber. "We have conquered much," he began, his eyes scanning the faces before him. "But there are still unexplored regions, untapped resources waiting to be claimed." One of the advisors, a tall, slender being with pale blue skin, stepped forward. "Your Majesty, our scouts have discovered a promising solar system in the outer reaches of the Orion Arm." The holographic display zoomed in on a small, unassuming star system. 8 planets orbited a yellow sun, but it was the third planet from the star that caught everyone's attention. A beautiful blue and green orb wrapped in swirling white clouds. "Earth," the advisor announced, "a planet teeming with life and resources." The Emperor's eyes narrowed as he studied the hologram. "Tell me more," he commanded. Another advisor, this one short and stocky with multiple arms, began to recite from a datapad. "The planet is rich in water, minerals, and organic life. Its inhabitants, known as humans, have achieved a moderate level of technological advancement. However, they are divided into many nations and have not yet mastered interstellar travel." A murmur of excitement rippled through the gathered advisors. Such a world would be an easy conquest, a valuable addition to the Empire's resources. The Emperor raised a hand, silencing the room. "What of their defenses?" he asked. The first advisor spoke again. "Primitive, Your Majesty. They have no unified planetary defense system. Their weapons are no match for our technology. They would fall quickly under a coordinated assault." A smile spread across the Emperor's face. It was a cold, calculating expression that sent shivers down the spines of even his most hardened advisors. "Excellent," he said. "Prepare the invasion fleet. We shall add Earth to our glorious empire." As the advisors hurried to carry out the Emperor's orders, none of them noticed the small, blinking light on one of the control panels. Deep in the bowels of the Imperial Palace, a lone technician monitored a series of strange signals emanating from the target planet. These signals were unlike anything he had seen before, carrying complex patterns and information. The technician hesitated, wondering if he should report this anomaly. But the order for invasion had already been given. Surely, he thought, it couldn't be important. With a shrug, he dismissed the signals as background noise and returned to his regular duties. Little did the Empire know that these overlooked signals were the first hint of Earth's true potential. As the invasion fleet began to assemble, the stage was set for a confrontation that would shake the very foundations of the Galactic Empire. The humans of Earth, unaware of the looming threat, continued their daily lives, blissfully ignorant of the storm that was about to break upon their shores. In the darkness of space, the massive ships of the Imperial fleet began their journey towards the small blue planet. The Empire's sights were set on Earth, and nothing, they believed, could stand in their way. But the universe has a way of surprising even the mightiest of empires, and the people of Earth were about to prove that they were far more than just another conquest. While the Galactic Empire prepared for its invasion, life on Earth continued as usual. People went about their daily routines, unaware of the looming threat from the stars. However, in a secret underground facility deep in the mountains, a group of scientists and military personnel were about to make a discovery that would change everything. Dr. Sarah Chen, a brilliant astrophysicist, sat hunched over her computer, her eyes wide with disbelief. "General Williams," she called out, her voice trembling with excitement and fear. "You need to see this." General Michael Williams, a tall man with graying hair and a stern expression, strode across the room. "What is it, Doctor?" he asked, leaning over her shoulder to peer at the screen. "I've detected a massive energy signature approaching our solar system," Dr. Chen explained, pointing to a series of complex graphs and charts. "It's unlike anything we've ever seen before, and it's moving fast." The general's brow furrowed. "Asteroid? Comet?" Dr. Chen shook her head. "No, sir. The movement is too controlled, too purposeful. I believe." She hesitated, then took a deep breath. "I believe we're looking at a fleet of ships. Alien ships." A heavy silence fell over the room. The other scientists and military personnel stopped what they were doing, their attention now focused on Dr. Chen and General Williams. "Are you certain?" the general asked, his voice low and serious. Dr. Chen nodded. "As certain as I can be, sir. The data doesn't lie." General Williams straightened up, his mind racing. "How long do we have?" "At their current speed, they'll reach Earth in approximately 3 months," Dr. Chen replied. The general's jaw clenched. 3 months to prepare for a potential alien invasion. God help us all. He turned to address the room. "Listen up, people. As of this moment, we are at DEFCON 2. I need all data analyzed and verified. Dr. Chen, I want you to head up a team to study these energy signatures. Find out everything you can about these ships." As the facility burst into frantic activity, General Williams retreated to his office. He picked up a secure phone and dialed a number known only to a select few. "Mr. President," he said when the call was answered, "we have a situation." Over the next few weeks, the world's governments were quietly informed of the impending threat. In secret meetings and secure video conferences, leaders grappled with the reality of an alien force approaching Earth. Meanwhile, Dr. Chen and her team worked tirelessly to decipher the alien technology. Using advanced radio telescopes and newly developed quantum sensors, they managed to intercept fragments of the aliens' communications. "It's incredible," Dr. Chen told General Williams during one of their daily briefings. "Their technology is centuries ahead of ours. But there's something else." She pulled up a series of images on her tablet. "We've managed to get some visual data. Look at the size of these ships, sir. They're massive." The general studied the images, his face grim. "How are we supposed to fight something like this?" he muttered. Dr. Chen's eyes gleamed with determination. "We might not be able to match their technology, sir, but we have something they don't expect. Knowledge of their existence, and we have 3 months to prepare." As Earth's leaders debated the best course of action, a global defense initiative was launched in secret. The world's best scientists, engineers, and military minds were brought together, pooling their knowledge and resources. In hidden facilities around the globe, new weapons were developed, based on the fragments of alien technology they had managed to decipher. Powerful energy shields were designed to protect major cities. A fleet of advanced spacecraft, incorporating both human ingenuity and reverse-engineered alien tech, began to take shape in secret hangars. The people of Earth, still unaware of the danger, noticed strange occurrences. Military activities increased, and there were unexplained power surges and communications disruptions. Conspiracy theories spread online, ranging from government weather control experiments to predictions of apocalyptic events. As the alien fleet drew closer, tension among those in the know reached a fever pitch. The day of reckoning was fast approaching, and despite their preparations, no one knew if it would be enough. In his office, General Williams stood by the window, looking up at the night sky. Somewhere out there, Humanity's greatest threat was approaching. He thought about the enormous responsibility on his shoulders, the weight of protecting not just a nation, but an entire planet. "We will be ready," he whispered to himself, a promise to Earth and all its inhabitants. As if in response, a shooting star streaked across the sky, a fleeting reminder of the vast, unknown universe that was about to make its presence known in a way that would change human history forever. As the alien fleet drew closer to Earth, the planet's secret preparations intensified. In a hidden underground facility, Dr. Sarah Chen worked tirelessly with her team, pushing the boundaries of human science and technology. One day, as she pored over the latest data from their quantum sensors, Dr. Chen noticed something strange. "This can't be right," she muttered, her brow furrowed in concentration. Her assistant, a young physicist named Alex, looked up from his own work. "What is it, Dr. Chen?" Sarah's fingers flew across the keyboard, bringing up more data on her screens. "The alien ships," she said, her voice filled with excitement and disbelief. "They're not just technologically advanced. They're alive." Alex's eyes widened. "Alive? What do you mean?" Dr. Chen turned to face him, her eyes shining with the thrill of discovery. "Their hulls, their systems, they're all made of some kind of organic synthetic hybrid material. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before. And it's not just their ships. I think the aliens themselves might be part machine." This revelation sent shockwaves through the Earth's defense forces. General Williams immediately called an emergency meeting with the world's top military and scientific minds. "If Dr. Chen's findings are correct," the general began, addressing the assembled group, "we need to completely rethink our defense strategies. Conventional weapons may be even less effective than we thought." Dr. Chen stepped forward, her holographic image flickering slightly as it was transmitted to screens around the world. "But this also gives us an opportunity," she said. "If their systems are partly organic, they might be vulnerable to things we hadn't considered before. Biological agents, for example, or specific types of radiation." As the meeting progressed, a new plan began to take shape. Earth would not just defend. It would strike back in ways the alien invaders could never anticipate. Meanwhile, in orbit around Mars, the vanguard of the Galactic Empire's invasion fleet had arrived. Commander Zax, a towering figure with metallic skin and glowing blue eyes, stood on the bridge of the flagship, gazing at the red planet. "Status report," he demanded, his voice a strange blend of organic and synthetic tones. A subordinate officer, more machine than flesh, responded immediately. "All systems functioning at optimal levels, Commander. We have detected no signs of advanced technology or defenses in this system. The third planet, our primary target, appears to be as primitive as our initial scan suggested." Commander Zax's eyes narrowed. "Primitive, yes, but not to be underestimated. Many worlds have fallen to the Empire, and each has taught us that appearances can be deceiving. Prepare a scouting party. We will test their defenses before committing our full forces." As the alien scout ships detached from the main fleet and sped towards Earth, they had no idea that they were being watched. High above the planet's surface, in a cloaked orbital station hastily constructed in the past months, Earth's defenders tracked their every move. General Williams stood in the station's control room, surrounded by banks of advanced computers and holographic displays. "They're coming," he said grimly. "It's time to see if all our preparations have paid off." He turned to a communications officer. "Send the signal. Operation Trojan Horse is a go." Across the globe, hidden installations hummed to life. Powerful transmitters began broadcasting a carefully crafted signal, one designed to mimic the communication patterns of a primitive, unaware civilization. In low Earth orbit, a small fleet of decoy satellites was deployed. These were built to appear crude and simplistic to the alien scanners, but each contained a deadly surprise. As the alien scout ships approached, they fell for the deception. Believing they were facing nothing more than outdated technology, they moved in closer to investigate. Suddenly, Alarms blared on the alien vessels. The decoy satellites exploded into action, revealing highly advanced weapon systems that had been perfectly camouflaged. Beams of energy, far more powerful than the aliens had believed possible, lanced out into space. On the flagship, Commander Zax received the distress calls from his scouting party. His metallic features contorted in a mix of surprise and rage. "Impossible," he roared. "How could they have such technology?" As the battle raged in orbit, Dr. Chen and her team monitored the situation from their underground bunker. "It's working," she breathed, watching as the alien ships struggled against Earth's defenses. "They underestimated us." But even as a spark of hope ignited among Earth's defenders, they knew this was only the beginning. The bulk of the alien fleet was still out there, and now they would be coming with the full knowledge of humanity's capabilities. General Williams' voice crackled over the communication systems, addressing defenders around the world. "The first round goes to us, but the real battle is just beginning. Stay alert, stay strong. The fate of our world depends on what we do next." As the remnants of the alien scouting party retreated, Earth braced itself for the true invasion. The element of surprise was gone, but humanity had proven one thing: they would not go down without a fight. The destruction of the alien scouting party had bought Earth precious time, but everyone knew the respite would be short-lived. In the depths of space, the main invasion fleet of the Galactic Empire seethed with anger and anticipation. Commander Zax stood before the Emperor's holographic image, his metallic frame rigid with tension. "My lord," he reported, "the humans have revealed unexpected capabilities. Our initial assessment of their technological level was inaccurate." The Emperor's eyes narrowed, glowing with an otherworldly light. "Explain," he demanded, his voice echoing through the chamber. Zax recounted the ambush, describing Earth's advanced weaponry and cunning strategy. As he finished, a heavy silence fell over the room. Finally, the Emperor spoke. "It seems these humans are more interesting than we thought. No matter, they have merely delayed the inevitable. Commence the full invasion, Commander. Show them the true might of our empire." Back on Earth, the atmosphere was tense but determined. In the secret underground command center, General Williams addressed a room full of world leaders and military commanders. "The alien fleet is mobilizing," he announced, gesturing to a holographic display of the solar system. Red dots representing enemy ships swarmed towards Earth. "Our victory against their scouts was significant, but now they're coming with everything they've got." Dr. Chen stepped forward, her face pale but resolute. "We've analyzed the data from our first encounter," she said. "Their ships are incredibly advanced, but they have weaknesses. The organic components of their technology are vulnerable to specific types of radiation and electromagnetic pulses." A murmur ran through the room. Hope mixed with fear as the leaders contemplated the coming battle. "We've also made progress with our reverse-engineered technology," Dr. Chen continued. "Our new fleet of defense satellites is ready for deployment, and the first squadron of hybrid fighters is prepared for launch." General Williams nodded grimly. "It's time to put our plans into action. May God help us all." As the alien armada entered the solar system, Earth sprung into action. A network of advanced satellites activated, creating a web of sensors and defensive systems around the planet. From hidden bases around the globe, squadrons of sleek fighter craft took to the skies, their hulls gleaming with a mix of human and alien technology. High above the Earth, the first shots of the main battle were fired. Beams of energy crisscrossed the void of space as Earth's defenses engaged the incoming alien ships. Explosions bloomed in silence against the backdrop of stars as vessels on both sides were hit. Commander Zax watched the battle unfold from the bridge of his flagship, his cybernetic eyes processing the tactical data at lightning speed. "These humans are full of surprises," he mused, "but they cannot stand against the full might of the Empire." He issued a series of rapid commands, and the alien fleet shifted formation. Massive battleships moved to the fore, their weapon systems charging with ominous energy. On Earth, in cities around the world, people looked up at the sky in wonder and fear. Strange lights flashed among the stars, and occasionally, fiery streaks marked the passage of debris entering the atmosphere. The secret that had been kept for months was now impossible to hide. Governments worldwide issued statements, trying to calm panicked populations. "We are under attack by an alien force," announced the President of the United States in an emergency broadcast. But we are not defenseless. For months, the best minds on our planet have been preparing for this moment. We will fight, and we will prevail. As the battle raged in orbit, Dr. Chen and her team worked frantically in their underground lab. "The electromagnetic pulse weapons are having an effect," she reported to General Williams, "but their larger ships are more resistant than we anticipated." The general's face was grim. "We need something more, something they won't expect." Dr. Chen's eyes lit up with a desperate idea. "What if we could turn their own technology against them?" she asked. "If we could hack into their systems, using the organic interface we discovered." "Do it," the general ordered without hesitation. As the fate of Earth hung in the balance, humanity fought with everything it had. The aliens' superior technology clashed against human ingenuity and determination. The battle had only just begun, but already it was clear that the Galactic Empire had grossly underestimated the third planet from an unremarkable yellow star. In the skies above Earth, the night was lit by the fires of war, and the future of humanity would be decided in the hours to come. As the battle raged in the skies above Earth, Dr. Sarah Chen and her team worked feverishly in their underground lab. Time was running out, and the fate of humanity rested on their ability to turn the aliens' own technology against them. "We need to isolate the frequency of their organic-synthetic interface," Dr. Chen said, her fingers flying over a complex array of holographic controls. "If we can tap into that, we might be able to disrupt their entire fleet." Alex, her young assistant, looked up from his workstation. "But Dr. Chen, how can we test it? We don't have any of their actual technology to work with." A grim smile crossed Dr. Chen's face. "We do now," she said, pointing to a live feed from the battlefield above. On the screen, they watched as Earth's forces managed to disable and capture a small alien scout ship. General Williams' voice crackled over the intercom. "Dr. Chen, we're bringing you a present. ETA 10 minutes. Make it count." The next few hours were a blur of frantic activity. As soon as the captured alien ship arrived, Dr. Chen and her team swarmed over it, connecting their equipment and diving deep into its bizarre organic-synthetic systems. "It's incredible," Dr. Chen muttered, her eyes wide with wonder and determination. "Their technology, it's not just a machine. It's alive, in a way. And if it's alive, it can be infected." Alex finished, catching on to her train of thought. Dr. Chen nodded. "Exactly. We're not just going to hack their systems. We're going to create a virus that can spread through their entire fleet." As the scientists worked, the battle above intensified. Earth's defenses were holding, but barely. The Galactic Empire's massive ships pounded the planet's shields, each impact sending shockwaves through the atmosphere. In cities around the world, people huddled in shelters, their eyes glued to news broadcasts. The initial panic had given way to a tense, determined silence. Humanity stood united as never before, all differences forgotten in the face of this existential threat. Commander Zax, aboard his flagship, watched the battle with growing frustration. "How are they still resisting?" he growled, his cybernetic eyes flashing. "Bring the planet Cracker online. It's time to end this." A massive ship, dwarfing even the largest of the Empire's battleships, began to move into position. Its main weapon, capable of shattering a planet's crust, started to power up. On Earth, alarms blared as sensors detected the new threat. General Williams rushed to the command center, his face ashen. "Dr. Chen," he called over the communication link, "please tell me you have something. They're powering up a weapon that could destroy the entire planet." In the lab, Dr. Chen looked up from her work, her eyes blazing with determination. "We're ready," she said, "but we need to get this virus close to their main fleet. Our transmitters don't have the range." The general's mind raced, considering and discarding options. Finally, he made a decision. "I'm sending in our best pilot with our most advanced ship. It's a one-way mission." The call went out, and within minutes, a sleek, experimental craft lifted off from a hidden base. At its controls sat Captain Maya Rodriguez, Earth's top test pilot. Her hands were steady on the controls, her face set with grim determination. "This is Sky Striker to command," she radioed. "I'm approaching the enemy fleet. Ready to upload the virus on your mark." In the lab, Dr. Chen took a deep breath. This was it. Humanity's last, best hope. "Uploading now," she said, pressing a final key. Captain Rodriguez's ship streaked towards the heart of the alien fleet, dodging enemy fire. Just as she reached the massive planet Cracker, her ship's systems connected with the alien network. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, like a wave spreading through water, a visible pulse moved through the alien ships. One by one, their lights flickered and systems faltered. On the flagship, Commander Zax watched in horror as his fleet began to lose power. "What's happening?" he roared. "Report." But it was too late. The virus spread from ship to ship, overwhelming their organic synthetic systems. The mighty vessels of the Galactic Empire, once seemingly invincible, now drifted helplessly in space. Back on Earth, in the underground command center, a cheer went up as they watched the enemy fleet go dark. Dr. Chen sagged in relief, tears streaming down her face. They had done it. Against all odds, humanity had prevailed. But even as they celebrated, they knew the battle was not over. The disabled alien ships still posed a threat, and the aftermath of this invasion would change Earth forever. The real work of securing humanity's place in the galaxy was just beginning. In the days following Earth's unexpected victory, the planet buzzed with activity. The disabled alien ships hung in orbit, a constant reminder of the battle that had nearly ended human civilization. Earth's leaders now faced a new challenge: what to do with the remnants of the invasion force. General Williams stood in the United Nations Assembly Hall, addressing representatives from every nation. "The immediate threat has passed," he said, his voice echoing through the packed chamber. "But our work is far from over." Dr. Sarah Chen, now hailed as one of Earth's greatest heroes, stepped up to the podium. "The alien technology we've acquired is beyond anything we've ever seen," she explained. "It could revolutionize every aspect of our lives: medicine, energy, space travel. But it also poses significant risks if not handled properly." As the leaders debated, teams of scientists and engineers from around the world began the delicate process of boarding and studying the alien vessels. Every precaution was taken, with workers wearing specially designed suits to protect against any unknown biological or technological threats. Among the first to enter the alien flagship was Alex, Dr. Chen's young assistant. As he floated through the eerily silent corridors, his suit's cameras transmitting every detail back to Earth, he couldn't help but feel a mix of awe and fear. "It's incredible," he whispered, running a scanner over the organic synthetic walls. "It's like the ship is in some kind of stasis, not dead, but dormant." Back on Earth, in a high-security medical facility, Commander Zax and several other captured aliens were being studied. Dr. Elena Rossi, a leading xenobiologist, marveled at their unique physiology. "Their cybernetic implants aren't just additions," she reported to a panel of world leaders. "They're fully integrated into their biological systems. Removing them would be fatal." This revelation sparked intense ethical debates. What rights should be afforded to these alien prisoners? Could they be rehabilitated, or would they always pose a threat? As Earth grappled with these questions, the planet's geopolitical landscape was undergoing a radical transformation. Old rivalries and conflicts seemed petty in the face of what humanity had just endured and the challenges that lay ahead. In a historic moment, The United Nations convened a special session to establish the Earth Defense and Space Exploration Agency, EDSEA. This new organization would be responsible for reverse engineering alien technology, strengthening planetary defenses, and eventually taking humanity to the stars. Dr. Chen was appointed as the head of EDSEA's scientific division. In her first address, she spoke of the opportunities and responsibilities that lay before them. "We have been given a glimpse of what's out there," she said. "It's wondrous and terrifying. Our task now is to ensure that humanity is prepared for whatever, or whoever, we might encounter next." As Earth's best minds worked to unravel the secrets of alien technology, breakthroughs came at an astonishing pace. Within months, advancements in clean energy solved the planet's looming climate crisis. Medical nanobots, based on the aliens' organic-synthetic interface, began curing diseases once thought incurable. But perhaps the most exciting development came in the field of space travel. Using salvaged alien engines, Earth's engineers constructed humanity's first faster-than-light spacecraft. The day of its unveiling was celebrated worldwide, marking the dawn of a new era of exploration. Captain Maya Rodriguez, the hero pilot who had delivered the virus to the alien fleet, was chosen to command this historic vessel. As she stood before the sleek ship, gleaming under the spotlights, she addressed the global audience. "Today, we take our first real step into the cosmic ocean," she said, her voice firm with resolve. "We go not as conquerors, but as explorers and peacekeepers. The galaxy is vast, filled with wonders and dangers we can scarcely imagine. But together, united as one human family, there's nothing we cannot achieve." As the ship prepared for its maiden voyage, a message arrived from deep space. It was from the Galactic Empire. Not a threat, but a request for diplomacy. Earth's victory had sent shockwaves through the galaxy, and now, other worlds oppressed by the Empire were rising up. Humanity found itself thrust onto the galactic stage, facing a universe far more complex and wondrous than they had ever imagined. The future was uncertain, filled with both promise and peril, but one thing was clear: Earth would face it standing tall, ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. As the first human faster-than-light ship disappeared into the depths of space, it carried with it the hopes and dreams of an entire planet. The adventure was just beginning. 5 years had passed since Earth's historic victory over the Galactic Empire. The planet had undergone a transformation that would have seemed impossible just a few short years ago. Gleaming cities with impossibly tall spires reached for the stars, while in orbit, massive space stations served as gateways to the cosmos. On one such station, named Unity, a historic meeting was about to take place. Representatives from a dozen alien races, former subjects of the now crumbling Galactic Empire, had gathered to discuss the formation of a new galactic alliance. Dr. Sarah Chen, now serving as Earth's ambassador, stood before the assembled delegates. Her hair had grayed at the temples, but her eyes still shone with the same determination that had helped save humanity. "Friends," she began, her voice carried by translators to every ear in the room, "we stand at a crossroads. The fall of the Empire has left a power vacuum in our galaxy. We have a choice: to repeat the mistakes of the past, or to forge a new path together." As she spoke, screens around the room displayed images of joint human-alien projects. There were ships exploring distant nebulae, scientists of different species working side by side to cure devastating diseases, and cultural exchanges that bridged gaps between civilizations. Meanwhile, back on Earth, in the renamed Global Defense Academy, a new generation of cadets was being trained. These young men and women were preparing not just to defend their homeworld, but to serve as peacekeepers throughout the galaxy. Cadet Zara Williams, granddaughter of the now-retired General Williams, stood at attention as Captain Maya Rodriguez addressed her class. The hero of the Battle of Earth had returned from her deep space mission, her experiences having transformed her into a wise and respected leader. "You are the future of not just Earth, but of our entire galaxy," Captain Rodriguez said, her gaze sweeping over the eager faces before her. The skills you learn here may one day be the difference between war and peace, between life and death, on worlds you can't even imagine. In another part of the world, in a secure medical facility, an unusual patient was making remarkable progress. Commander Zax, once the leader of the invasion fleet, had undergone a groundbreaking procedure to disentangle his organic and synthetic components. Dr. Elena Rossi watched as Zax took his first steps without cybernetic assistance. "How do you feel?" she asked, her voice a mix of professional curiosity and genuine concern. Zax's face, now fully organic, showed a complex mix of emotions. "Strange," he admitted, "but free. I never realized how much the Empire's technology controlled us, shaped our thoughts." His rehabilitation was just one example of Earth's new approach to galactic relations. Instead of seeking revenge, humanity had chosen understanding and reconciliation where possible. This philosophy was being put to the test in the furthest reaches of known space, the EDSEA ship Horizon, under the command of Captain Alex Chen. Once Dr. Chen's assistant, now a seasoned explorer, was on a mission to contact isolated worlds that had been cut off from galactic civilization by the Empire's fall. As the Horizon dropped out of faster-than-light travel near a blue-green planet, Captain Chen felt a sense of déjà vu. "It looks just like Earth," he murmured before turning to his diverse crew. "Remember, we're here as friends, not conquerors. Let's show them what the new galaxy stands for." Back in the Unity Station, the Galactic Conference was reaching its climax. After days of debate and negotiation, a consensus was emerging. Dr. Chen held her breath as the final vote was cast. The room erupted in cheers as the results were announced. The Galactic Confederation, a democratic alliance of free worlds, had been born. As the delegates celebrated, Dr. Chen stepped away for a moment, gazing out at the star-filled vista. She thought about the long journey that had brought them here, the invasion, the desperate battle, the challenges of rebuilding and expanding into space. Earth had faced its greatest threat and emerged not just victorious, but transformed. Humanity had claimed its place among the stars, not through conquest, but through courage, innovation, and a willingness to extend a hand in friendship even to former enemies. As she watched a ship depart the station, its lights twinkling as it accelerated towards some distant adventure, Dr. Chen smiled. The Galactic Empire had indeed set its sights on Earth, but in doing so, it had unwittingly opened the door to a brighter future for the entire galaxy. The stars beckoned, and humanity, along with its new allies, was ready to answer the call.